All right. Good morning. Good morning. This morning, of course, I always make my bed in the morning because it's important, right? And often I'll ask my hubby to come help me make the bed. And he's like, okay. And I'm like, we're gonna make the bed. Woo. And he's like, I'm not gonna help you if you keep that up. I'm just trying to make it a little easier. Oh, anyway, so good morning, everybody. We're going to keep playing with this idea of the core stabilization of the workshop that I've been doing. But we're also going to bring in some upper body work because we've not done that in a while. And we're just going to do an all around body workout. So start by sitting well. And maybe have your blanket or your towel or something nearby because we're going to do a little bit of that side body work that we were doing a class or two ago. And then sit well. Bring your shoulders up to your ears. Bring them back and let them come down. And again, bring them up. Squeeze them back and down. One more time. Bring them up and back and down. And then sit in a way that is appropriate for you, that makes sense for your body. But then once you do that, once you find the way to sit that makes sense for you, just feel your spine, right? Maybe even just wiggle a little bit side to side and kind of maybe close the eyes and imagine the spine, right? Doing this dance like, I don't know, like seaweed under the water or like a snake charmer bringing a snake out, a friendly, happy snake. And just feel that, right? All the way from the tailbone, maybe circle around a little bit, right? Where is it in your body? You know, if you round the lower back or if you round the upper back, where is it in your body? And then very slowly come back to the center space and feel both sit bones draw down to the earth, feel the tailbone draw down, the crown of the head reaches up, the shoulders come to the side body, right? So this I find so important because we're not squeezing the back body, we are just equalizing front to back. And as you close your eyes, can you get a sense of how long or how wide both the front of your body and the back of your body is? And then take the breath in nice and deep. As you exhale, let it go. Good. Following that breath all the way up your spine. And exhaling it and letting it go. Good. 3 more right here. Inhale deep. Exhale it all out. Inhaling it deep in. Exhale, let go. Good. Last one. Take it in deep. Exhale, let it go. And then let your right ear drop to your right shoulder. Just feel that. So again, we've been playing, right? If you've been in my classes for a while, it was no mirroring and then all mirroring. And now we're trying a little half mirroring so that when I'm facing you, if you're looking at your screen, you'll see me mirroring you. And if I'm turned to the side, I'm going to try to not mirror so that it doesn't get really, really confusing to you. So any feedback you want to give me later on, I would love it. Good. So as that ear drops to shoulder, what's happening with the other side, right? So take your left shoulder, left elbow, and just press it down toward the floor, but then bring it up toward your ear. And exhale your left side down toward the floor and back up again. Good. 2 more. Drop it down and up. Last one, drop it down. Feel that big stretch, but then feel the softening as you bring the shoulder back up. Good, nice and neutral. Take the head right up to center, all the way over to the other side. For you, left ear to left shoulder, feeling that initial stretch all along the opposite side, right? So tight, especially if you're doing a lot of anything, this side can get tight, or both sides can get tight. Good. And then same thing here, hold the stretch, but pull your right shoulder down to the floor and then up toward your ear. And then back down and up. Good. Two more. Down we go. Pull it up. Down we go. And pull it up. And then release it. Take your head back to center. Look over your right shoulder. Once you look over your right shoulder, take your right hand behind your back and just see if you can reach either your opposite waist or maybe your opposite arm. So I'm holding onto my arm just above my shoulder. That may or may not work for you. Open up your right shoulder. So I'm not twisting, which is weird, right? I'm not twisting. I'm just pressing the right shoulder back. I'm looking over to the right. I'm reaching and holding on to the opposite arm. Good. Release the hand grip or the hand. Bring it back to neutral. Bring your head back to center. Go to the other side. Turn and look over your left shoulder and just pause. How's that feel? When you're ready, take the left arm behind your back. Maybe reach for your opposite arm. Nice tall spine. Maybe a little bit of tone to the lower belly. You're not twisting on purpose. You may twist a little bit, but you're not twisting on purpose. And the left shoulder, the left front shoulder pulls back a little bit. Good. Release that arm. Take the head back to neutral. Circle both shoulders. And then last one here, and please be mindful, you know your neck way better than I do. Go ahead and drop your chin to your chest. Ooh, yeah. Relax your jaw fully. So let there be some space between your teeth. Notice if your upper back is rounding as a result of dropping your chin. And then take your head to neutral. Take both hands behind your head, interlace softly, and look up. These hands behind your head are supporting your head. I am not a fan of dropping heads back, but here supported, you are good. Your neck is nice and safe. You're looking up at the ceiling, opening up your chest. Keep those hands there. Again, if it's okay for you, you're going to drop your elbows and maybe come on down, come forward. And then lift your chest, open the elbows, look up. Exhale, curl it down. Even if you don't round it down, that's okay. You're just dropping your chin down. Open it up on your inhale. Good. Last one. Chin down, head down maybe. And then lift up, open up your elbows, stretch it out, lift your chest. And release it. Take those arms out to the sides and release it and roll it out. Grab one of your blocks, shake out your legs. I know they've been crossed for a while for many of you. And then maybe cross your other way if you're crossing. If you're not crossing, just maybe find a little bit different way to be. I want you to hold your block between your palms. Your elbows go out to the sides. What I'm not doing is hiking my shoulders up to my ears. The elbows are pressed out to the sides. And then push your block. Squeeze it, squeeze it, squeeze it as if you could compress it even more. A little bit of tone to the belly. You're really pressing into your block. Find your breath here. And then press the arms out. Lift them up overhead. Keep that press. Bend the arms behind you. Try not to let the elbows splay. Take it up. Bring it straight arms in front of you. Squeeze it into your belly. Press it out to the side. Good. This time, take it up to the ceiling. Squeeze. Bend the elbows. Whoo. Try it. Watch what you're doing with your head. Lift up. Straight out. I got a lot of pressure going on in this block. Bring it into your belly. Press it up. Take the elbows out. Good. We're doing 3 more right here. Press up. Press, oops, I forgot our little tricep. Sorry, tricep there. Reach it up, take it out in front of you. Now make sure you're not over rounding your shoulders. Take it down, squeeze it into your belly. Press up, elbows out. All right, one more. Take it up. Bend the elbows back behind you. Reach it up. Take it out in front of you. Pull the shoulders back as you lower down. Squeeze it into your belly. Squeeze it up. Elbows out. Push, 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 push. And let go. Good. Roll it out, everybody. And then if you can, and I know some of you are not on a slippery surface, so you're going to take your blanket on one side of your mat. And I just folded mine under over so I have some room here. Ideally, that blanket can slip a little bit. If it can't, don't worry about it. Just walk your hand out and find it there and then squeeze in. Okay, so I know not everybody, paper plates, by the way, work really well. So with your left hand on your blanket with some space, I want you to push down into your blanket and slide it out to your level. Your opposite hip stays down. And then I really want you to squeeze in. That's actually the work. We're working here with latissimus dorsi, these side back muscles. So push out against resistance and push back in. Maybe your opposite hand stays on your hip to keep that baby down. Good, roll it out. Squeeze it in, just two more right here. Roll it out. Breathe, squeeze it in. Good, last one right here. Roll it out. I want you to hold. Good, check and see if your opposite shoulder is rounding forward. I want you to push in and isometrically pretend you're dragging it back. So you're not actually moving. You're going to feel this side body work. Take your opposite arm over your ear. Press down strongly with that opposite hip. Yep, keep pretending that you're pulling that blanket back. Breathe, and then push hard, squeeze, bring it all the way back. Good, nice job, everybody. Let's switch sides. So just roll that blanket over to your other side. Maybe curl your mat in or not. All you gotta do is scoot to your edge. Good, and when you're ready, here we go. Hand presses down. Roll the shoulders back. Maybe your opposite hand just presses that hip down and keeps it down. So squeeze it out. You're gonna notice a difference, maybe one side or the other. And what do you do with your head, right? You're not dropping it down or lifting your chin. Squeeze it back in. What are you doing with your head? Press it out. Push down strong to bring it in. Yeah, all right, here we go. This is 3. Belly's in, you're pressing down that opposite hip. Bring it back in, squeeze. This is 4, slow. Slow work, everybody, right? We should start doing everything a little bit slower. Last one, we're gonna hold. Now I want you to press out to your comfort level. Notice if the chest is rounding. Push down on your blanket or whatever, maybe your carpet. Breathe, take the opposite arm over your ear. So I'm not really reaching side bend. I'm just stretching it straight up past my ear. Press down through the opposite hip, squeeze your belly, press isometrically back with that blanket as if you could squeeze it back, but you just can't, it just won't move, right? And when you're ready, squeeze, 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 bring it all the way up. Woo, and let it go. Good, set your blanket aside, undo your mat if it's gotten all curled up. Let's come right to table pose. You've got your blocks toward the front of your mat. Plant your hands, curl out your spine. Your knees are separated at hips width apart. Tone in through your belly, press your right foot back. Squeeze the belly in, lift your leg. Ooh, yeah. And just feel that, right? As we level out the hips, as we lengthen the tailbone, as we find that pose, just breathe. From here, maybe left arm goes out, maybe not. Balancing table. I heard this called something really weird the other day. I can't even remember what it was. I'm like, that's new. Breathe. 1, you're here. 2, elbow to opposite knee. Tricky, go slow. Take it in for 5. That's 1. Slow out. And 2, press it out. Here's 3. And reach. 4, breathe it out. And 5, press it out. Let that hand go. And just turn so that right leg, toes are pointed down. I want you to turn your toes to the side. And then turn it down. Check what's going on with your hips. Turn it to the side. Turn it down. Next time you turn those toes to the side, squeeze your opposite hip in. Big deep breath. Turn them back down and release. Yeah, you're going to see that later. Shake out your wrists. I know they can get chatty. You can always go to fists, soft fists here. Reach the left leg out. Squeeze in through the belly. Lift the leg. Retone the lower belly. Lengthen your tailbone. Just notice. When and if you're ready, right arm goes out. Find your breath. Balancing table, everybody. All right, here we go. Elbow to knee for 5. Slow. 1. Press it out. This is so on purpose. 2. Squeeze. And 3. Reach out. And 4. Reach it out. Last one. Squeeze it in. Press it out. Breathe. Let that hand come down. Notice the toes are pointing down. I want you to turn them to the side. And then turn them down. Turn them to the side. Turn them down. Next time, hold. Turn them to the side. Squeeze your opposite side glute muscle. Turn them down and let it all go. Good. Maybe sit back, shake out those wrists. I know. Right, shake them out. Find your breath. All right, we're coming up to that one more time. We're gonna add on a little bit. Again, just be mindful of your wrists. I know some of you really have challenges there. You can try to do soft fists here. That might work. I'm gonna play and see if that works for me. So back to table pose, back to the right leg out. And breathe. From here, take the left arm out, just like we did before, balancing table. Squeeze the belly, try to level your hips. Good core work here, everybody. And all I want you to do here is tap down toes and fingers. So you're gonna tap and lift, don't overlift. This is 2, tap down, lift, 3, lift, 4, lift, little balance challenge, 5, hold. Let that hand come back down. Kickstand your left foot out. Turn your right toes to the side, right? Just what we did before, from pointing down to pointing to the side. Your left hand stays on the mat. Your right hand comes to your belly, and then squeeze in your opposite hip. Nothing more than that. Squeeze. Feel the standing legs glute working to keep those hips level. You can take that top arm up if you want. Don't have to. It's up to you. Breathe. Squeeze it in, everyone. Release. Hand down, toes down, and knee down. Yeah, shake it out. Shake, 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 shake. And let's go to the other side. Soft fist worked for most of that, by the way. I just tried it on that one side, except for the, I call it quarter moon, soft fist work. So if that works for you, go ahead and do it. All right, squeeze in, lift the leg. When and if you're ready, right arm out. Remember what we got to do, right? We're tapping down slow and lifting up, squeeze. 2, 3, oh yeah, 4, and 5, lift up, hold, release the hand, kickstand your right leg out, Turn your left toes toward the side, squeeze your bottom glute, and come to my little quarter moon pose. Squeeze in, maybe take the top arm up. Yeah, you got this. Breathe, woo. And release slow, hand to the floor. Kickstand back in, toes down, knee down. Shake it out. And then plant both hands. Let's come to downward facing dog. Shake it, shake it, shake it, right? Pedal the feet. Shake it out. Find your breath. You got it. And then wrap those outer shoulders out and around, right? So we externally rotate the outer shoulders. We broaden through the collarbones and the back. We find our pose. How does it feel to hold downward facing dog? How does that feel? Can you bend your elbows a little bit and come forward to plank? Right? Elbows straighten. So soften the elbows, press back to down dog. Squeeze the elbows, come to plank. Hang in there. Press back, down dog. One more right here. Squeeze in, plank pose. Hold your pose. Find your breath. Lower your knees. Child's pose for a moment. Once you're in child's pose, I want you to turn your palms face up and curl your fingers toward your wrists. Yep, just curl them. Find your breath. Good. And then back to table pose, back to downward facing dog. Take your feet wide on your mat and walk your hands all the way back. Look at your feet while you're there. Bend your knees as much as you need to have fingertips touch. Your feet are parallel, straight forward. I want you to press your knees isometrically away from each other. Notice how that engages those outer hips a little bit. Take your hands to your knees, lift that torso up and come on up to standing. Shake it out, roll it out, everybody. Oh, good. Grab one of your blocks. We're gonna get more warmed up. You're gonna turn sideways on your mat. A couple of you I know with some knee issues, you just don't go so deep, okay? You know who you are. All right, so take your stance for goddess pose. If your knees hurt, if they don't bend like this, you just have a way more straighter leg. It's perfectly okay. And then if it hurts to turn your toes out, you just turn them in a little bit. But find your pose. Now, first things first, right? Those knees don't do this. They don't roll in. So try to press into the outer sides of your feet. Maybe you lift your toes, right? Really activate those inner arches. But the knees, the hip bone, the knee bone, and the foot are going in a relatively straight line as you sit in your pose. All right, you got your block. Guess what we're gonna do? Press, right? So how do we get strong? Day by day, right? Every little thing. Breathe, just squeeze and push. Now, if your legs get tired, come on out. Just know I used to do these with my guys at the fire station and I often won. Ha, no. So, here we go. Okay, press in, lift straight up. Take it behind your ears or behind your head. Reach up, straight out, but don't round your back all the way down. Bring it into your belly, curl, elbows out. Here we go. Up, bend, up, straight down. Nice pressure on that block. Bend in, elbows out. This is 3. Up, down, up, all the way out. Bend in, squeeze bicep curl, press the elbows out. 2 more, up we go. Bend the elbows, how's the legs, everybody? Up, straight down. Bend the elbows, squeeze. Elbows press out, squeeze. So that's chest, right? Biceps, chest. Here we go. Up. Last one. And up. You're thinking about all those different muscles right now, aren't you? Squeeze in, press the elbows out. Now, I want you to hold and press if you can. Straight legs, and down we go. And to squeeze your little behinds on the way up and up. If this hurts, just don't go so low. Breathe. This is 4. Are you still pressing your block? 5. 5 more. This is 5. 4. Slow. 3. You got it. And 2. And 1. Good. Let it go. And then heel toe those feet together and take the block right between your thighs, mostly upper thighs. And actually start here because I wanted to add a concept. If take the block as high up as comfortable for you. And then squeeze the legs. You've heard me say scissor the legs towards each other isometrically. This is kind of what I'm talking about. And if we could hold on to the block to do, you know, a warrior pose, like try to step 1 foot forward and then squeeze the legs. Feel that? Right? That's that big old energy that brings that muscle energy right to the center of the body. Maybe switch feet. Just take 1 forward. Doesn't have to be a big step. And then squeeze. And then bring it back together. And then lower the block down a little bit. Squeeze the legs. Hands come to your hips. A little bit of balance work. Maybe a fingertip to a wall. Check your feet. They're straight ahead. And let's lift up for 10. Heel lift. 1 and 2. 3, 4. Bellies in. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Lower down. Turn your toes out. Watch your ankles. Spread through the ball mounds of both feet for 10. 1, 2, whoop. 3, 4, 5. Chest is open. 6, 7, whoo, 8, 9, 10. Anybody feeling those? Turn the toes in. Squeeze your block. 10 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We don't work lower legs much. 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Turn the toes forward. Squeeze your block. See if you can lift and hold. Woo. That's it. Squeeze the belly. There you go. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And let go. Good. Take that block out. Shake out the legs. And just notice, set the blocks back to the front of your mat, everybody. And inhale, reach up. Exhale all the way down. Soften your knees and step back with your right leg. Go ahead and grab your blocks and take them underneath your hands. Now your back foot ideally is straight forward. If that doesn't work for you, just turn it so that the heel is turned into the side. And then straighten your front leg. Once you straighten your front leg, I want you to look at that front foot and make sure it's going straight ahead. Like I even try to reach my big toe even further forward so that I really activate that front line, that center line. The hips are even. Pretend you're going to do a little scissor of your inner thighs. Feel the difference there. Your blocks can be up high, by the way. They can be as high as you would like them to be. And then your front foot, I want you to squeeze the toes up and press down. Good. Squeeze it up, toes toward knee, down, working the front shin, up. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. From here, I want you to bend your front knee. Here's where it gets to be a little trickier. That front foot again, I'm just moving my block out of the way in case you're looking. And I want you to see if you can lift your toes, any amount. Squeeze and hold. We're activating the front shins. Don't get a whole lot of activity there, right? Calf muscles usually get more. So squeeze up, squeeze up, squeeze up. Woo! Strengthening the front ankle, strengthening the front shin, strengthening part of the knee. Hold if you can, and then lower down. Lower your right knee to the floor, and then inhale, reach up and breathe. You got this, everybody. Find your breath. Squeeze in through your belly. Imagine the front right hip pulls up. It gets taller up toward the belly. Yeah, breathe. And exhale down. We're going to switch sides. So how you switch sides is up to you. If you want to just switch knees, do that. Otherwise, lift, step back, and step forward. Your back foot is either up on ball mound or it's off to the side. I'm okay with either. Straighten your front leg, any amount. And breathe. And then you're going to lift your toes for 10. Good. 9, 8, 7, 6. Whoo, yeah. 5, 4. Squeeze up. 3, 2, 1. Good. Bend your knee. Remember, lift your toes. I'm just moving my block out so you can see. Your front knee is bent, but you're lifting your toes and holding. Try not to overweight your blocks. Okay, try not to hang on for dear life. Scissor your inner thighs toward each other. It's so small. It's so like almost insignificant, but it changes your ability to balance. Good, release those toes, holy moly. Press into your blocks, step back to step forward. Good, left leg forward, right leg back. This time you're gonna hop up a little shorter. Turn the toes out, the back toes out a little bit. Front leg relatively straight. Your blocks walk forward and you come into pyramid pose. So soften here, right? The torso is moving forward more so than down. I can bring my head to my knee, but I like to lengthen out over the leg instead. The left hip presses back. Remember that. We haven't really talked about that much lately, but your front leg's hip presses back. The hips are even. The pelvis is even. Breathe. How's this feeling as we work with this hamstring? And then isometrically try to push your blocks away from you. Yep. Breathe. All right, let go of the isometric work. Lift your back heel. 1 and 2. 3. Squeeze your belly. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Last one. Lift and press down. Bend your front knee. Step back to step forward. Watch your block work here. If you're up on high blocks, you need to be super careful about just stepping forward and back. Good. Your back heel drops. Pyramid pose. Your front leg straightens to your level. Doesn't have to be perfectly straight. Your blocks are a little bit forward. Your torso is long. You can be on higher blocks, by the way. I know some of you have hamstrings that are as tight as guitar strings. So honor that process, right? The front hip draws deep, it really draws in deep. The hamstring, the whole leg is stretching. Find your pose and then isometrically try to press the blocks away from you. So I'm actually pushing against my blocks, which is engaging that hamstring even more. Big deep breath, watch the shoulders here. Yep, you got this. And then let go of that push away of the blocks and lift and lower back heel. 1 and 2 And 3, ankle strength. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Nice job, everybody. Bend your front knee, straighten your back foot, step back. Take your hands off your blocks, walk all the way back. Bend your knees, hands to knees, and come on up. And stretch it out. Good. So last little warm up here, and then we're going to get moving further. You may or may not want to hand near a wall or near your dresser. Otherwise, your hands are to your hips. I want you to think about these legs, both of them working together, and neither one of the hips are going to, sway out to the side. They're both going to draw in. Belly tones in, find a still spot on the floor. Lean into your left leg. It's my right, but your left, and take the other leg out to the side. Your toes are pointed straight forward. Breathe, right? One finger to a wall helps a lot. And then turn the toes out and turn them forward. Whoo, I know. Turn them out. We're only doing 3. And forward. Check out what's happening in the hip. Out and forward and lower down. Nice job, everybody. Shake it out. Come back to center. Big old mountain pose, right? Right? Everything tones into the center. Hands are to your hips. It's really kind of giving you some information when you place your hands anywhere on your body, right? Whether you're drawing in, you're engaging, you're keeping them relatively even. So shift into your right leg, lift, turn it out to the side, see if you can hold. If you need to tap down, it's perfectly okay. Squeeze in through your belly, turn the toes up, turn them forward, turn them up, forward. Last one, turn up, turn forward, and let go. Shake it out. All right, so standing again, fingertips to wall. Awesome. Taking your right leg, straight forward pulse. So when you take it up, you can either tap your heel or not tap your heel. It's up to you. We're doing 5 forward, 5 side, and 5 back. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Take it to the side. Don't let your toes splay out. 2, 3, 4, 5. Take it back. 1, squeeze. Don't arch. 3, 4, and 5. Thanks to the wall behind me. Shake it out. So I've been doing a ton of these in all kinds of variations. We can talk about that after class for some hip issues, and it's working. It's just working. I'm really happy with what's happening. So lift up nice and tall, feel that good solid mountain pose. Remember, 5 forward, 5 side, 5 back. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can go slower. 5 out. 1, 2, 3, 4, whoop, 5, and back. Whoop. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Good. Shake it out, everybody. Oh, yeah, I know, right? And then take the legs about twice your normal hips width apart. Your knees are pointing straight ahead. I want a big deep hinge from your hips as you squat to your level. We're going to go a couple different ways here. 1, knee issues, you're staying short and you're just going to go right here. Okay. I know who you are. You know, I know who you are. Take care of your bodies. Those of you who can go deeper, finally, no knee issues or no, you can handle it. Belly squeeze in, you're tapping elbows to knees and up. So 2, slow. Watch the knees. They should not be curling in. This is 4 and 5. I know. 6, 7, 3 more. 8, and 9. Last one, and 10. Whoo, shake it out. Shake, shake, shake. Whew. Doesn't it feel good? It's like, I'm ready. I'm ready to go. I've been feeling really good lately. Knock on wood. Knock on Buddha, rubber belly. Okay. Inhale, reach up. Exhale all the way down. Soften your knees, step back right leg. Lower your right knee to the floor. Inhale, reach up. Breathe. Exhale, hands to the floor. Lift your knees, step back, downward facing dog. Come to plank. Lower your knees. Lower your elbows. Optionally, lift the knees again. Plank pose on elbows. Breathe. Yep. Feel your core. Don't lift your head, but don't overly drop your head. Find your breath. Scissor the inner thighs. Press back isometrically through your heels. Breathe. Lower your knees. Press back into your hands. Plank pose. Downward facing dog. Look forward, step forward, right leg. Lower your left knee. Inhale, reach up. Breathe. Exhale, hands to the floor, lift your knee. Push off your back foot, step forward. Bend your knees. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, your hands to your heart. Roll your shoulders, find mountain pose. Big deep breath. Here we go again, round 2. Take it up. Exhale, take it down. Soften your knees, step back, left leg. Make sure when you step back, you're wide enough for your pose. Lower your knee to the floor. Inhale, reach. Think about lengthening the front of your left pelvis, your left hip. You got it. Exhale down to the ground. Lift your knee, step back, down dog to plank. Hold for a moment, squeeze in, gather that beach ball between your elbows. Lower your knees, lower your elbows. Optionally lift the knees again. Now, a lot of times, right, poses on elbows hurts. It hurts shoulders or elbows. So I want you to press into your pinky side of your hands and the pinky side of your wrists. See if you can distribute that weight a little bit. Whew. Here we go, everybody. Breathe. Lower your knees. As you press up with the other hand. Lift up, lift up, lift your knees. Downward facing dog. Look through your hands, step forward, left leg. Lower your knee to the floor. Inhale, reach up. Breathe. Exhale, your hands to the floor. Lift your knee, push off to step forward. Bend both knees, take it up. Exhale to your heart. Shake it out. Are you warmed up? Is everybody warmed up? And then some. All right, grab your blocks. I'm going to take a quick sip of water. So grab your blocks and place them at the front of your mat, on your mat, probably to the highest level. So I want you to think about what we've kind of been doing with having that foot forward and then out and forward and out, right? So we're going to play there a little bit more. So the first thing I want you to do is take your hands to your blocks and make sure you feel sturdy, you know, because wobbly blocks can always be a challenge. So your weight presses straight down, the shoulders move away, step back a little bit, and then lean into your left foot Really reach the sit bones and then take the right leg out and breathe. Now, when you're doing this shape, your shoulders and your wrists are pretty much straight up and down, and your foot, your ankle, and your hip is pretty much straight up and down. And then your long leg is pressing straight out from the hip if you can. If that's too high, you just lower a little bit and breathe. I just want you to think of your alignment here. Now, that standing leg hip, squeeze that baby in, like really activate it. And then lower your leg to the floor, bend both knees, and come on up. Shake, shake, shake. Side two. You can just bend forward if you're comfortable, otherwise walk up to your blocks and then come down. Same thing, open up the shoulders, gather that imaginary beach ball between the elbows, shift into your right leg, peel the left leg back. Excuse me, and just hold. So once we hold, we start to refine. So I'm going to squeeze my inner thighs toward each other. Ooh, I like that, right? I'm going to pretend someone's pulling on my left heel, pulling it straight. So that brings me back into the center of my foot again. Squeeze the beach ball, tone the belly, lengthen your whole spine. And then lower the leg, bend your knees, and come on up. Shake it out. So we're going to build on that. Of course we are, right? You know who you are, and maybe that's where you stay and play, and as you start to strengthen this whole hip area. So shake it out. Come on back to your blocks. You're going to lean into your left foot. You're going to lift those sit bones, right? Lift them long. And then take your right leg out like we did before. Maybe you walk your blocks just a little bit more forward. And then I want you to turn your right leg toes to the side. And notice that when you do that, right, the hips start to shift to the side. The key here is to really engage the standing leg hip so that that hip doesn't pop out the back. And then turn your toes back down. One more time. Turn them to the side and turn them down and let go. We're taking this slow, everybody. Other side when you're ready. Nice tall sit bones, standing leg strong, left leg out. Start to refine. Maybe the inner thigh squeeze, maybe the low belly squeezes, maybe the tailbone gets longer. And then you're simply turning that foot out to the side and back down. Out to the side and back down and let go. Bend your knees, come on up to standing, shake it out. Stage two, right? So we did stage one, we did stage two. And really, if you stand forward, what is it that we're doing? We're here and we're here, right? So we're just moving one leg forward and to the side. Try it on the other side, forward to the side, right? But what we're then doing is taking one leg off the ground. Minor detail, minor. All right, come on down. How do we build on this? Some of you might want to be near a wall, okay? Just to something to think about. Walk the feet back a little, squeeze in through your belly. When you're ready, shift into your left foot, raise the right. Squeeze that left leg hip in, turn your right toes out to the side. Now, for me, we're playing with half moon. We're playing with the idea half moon. Tricky transition here. Your left hand stays on that block and presses in. You see if you can come to the fingertips of your right block. You're still there, still good. You release, take your hand to your hip. Keep squeezing in. Woo, your standing legs hip. Squeeze it in, squeeze it in, squeeze it in. Tone the belly. You got it. Now release, turn the toes down. Release the hand down. Release the leg down. Oh yeah, and come on up. Snuck that right in. See, what happens with that standing hip, right, is if it is not engaged, nothing else will line up. So we engage it. Now, if you're near a wall, the wall is awesome, right? You can come to half moon at the wall, let that heel land on the wall, and then you can play with that idea, which me personally, I love, but I didn't tell us we were doing walls, so you choose. All right, blocks, you're on your other side. Your hands are on your blocks. You walk the legs away. Squeeze in through that belly. Good. When you're ready, shift into your right foot and right away get that baby lining up. Take the left leg out. Find your pose and breathe. Turn your toes out to the side. Now what's happening? Your right hand stays on your block. Your left hand comes to fingertips, and then just squeeze it all to the center and go, can I let go or not? Maybe not. Maybe this is it. This is your half moon today. And it would be an awesome half moon. Or the hand comes to the hip. The shoulder opens, the belly tones. I'm squeezing in through those inner thighs. And breathe. Woo. Thank you all. Maybe the arm comes up. Maybe not. Release the way you came in if you can. Hand to wall or hand to block. That was not as easy. And lower the leg. And release off your blocks. I know. Shake it out, everybody. And breathe. Woo. Good. So what just happened? Right? What just happened? Set your blocks aside. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, come on down. Step back, downward facing dog. Find your breath. Come to plank pose. Lower your knees down. Kickstand your left foot out. Realign your left hand. Open back to the side. Take the top arm up. We're back to quarter moon, right? Think about it. Front knee, front hip, lining up, pressing into the top of your foot, reaching the other one out as if someone's pulling on it. And then take that top arm over your ear and breathe. Oh, it's like kind of swim that top arm. Squeeze in, take the arm back up, release it, turn your toes down, reach your left arm. Balancing table. Release that hand, release that knee. Maybe sit back for just a second so we can finish this out. I know. Let's go to the other side. Hands and knees, belly tones in, kickstand out, reach with your left leg, open up to the side body, take the arm up, take the arm over your ear, breathe. Good, release, toes turn down, knee comes back in, reach your right arm. Balancing table. And release it, and release it, and let go. Good, come to an easy seat. Cool stuff, right? It all kind of works together. Whew. Just breathe. All right, let's take both legs forward. Bend your right leg, step over your left, Lift up really tall. Take your arm around your knee and then twist to your right. And breathe. And just notice. Maybe you take your back hand, reach it behind your back, and let the fingers come out the other side. All it's doing is drawing that shoulder back a little bit more. Lift tall with your spine, especially on your inhales. We lengthen the spine. Exhale, we take the twist. Good. Release your back hand. Bring your hands to your heart. Press into your hands. Take the elbows out to the side. Lift your leg. Take it out. Push it out. Lift tall. And lower down. Shake it out. Here we are again. When you're ready, bend your left leg. Step it over your right. Lift up. You notice I say your to keep it straight, that it's not mine. Wrap your right arm around, lift up. I'll let you in on all my secrets, right? It's just not fair. Breathe and twist to your left. Now make sure you're grounding that long leg. See if you can ground the foot that is stepped over. Trust your body and your knees. Big deep breath, everyone. Take that hand around your side if you want. You don't have to. I like it. It kind of reminds me to keep that spine really tall. Big deep breath. There you go. Release that hand. Take your hands to your heart. Press into your hands. Take the elbows out to the side. Lift your foot. Straighten it. Press it strong. And let it go. Shake it all out. Woo. All right, we're going to do one other thing before we start to come to the floor. And this is another one I've been working on that you're going to see in the future. Because one of the things with my hips that was identified were weak abductors, which is your tensor fasciae lata, glute medius, glute minimus. And one of the exercises they have me doing, I really like. So we're going to do that today, because as we strengthen these abductor muscles, we start to take the pressure off the lower back and we stop overworking the psoas. So pretty cool stuff. I want you to lay on your side and you're on your elbow. And again, just like elbow plank, if this hurts, I want you to try to do one of two things. You shift either the angle of your elbow, right, of your lower arm, or you press that weight out into the wrist and pinky side so that you take less of the weight on the elbow itself. Your knees are bent, your belly is toned, your hand can be in front of you. And I want you to move your lower ribs away from the floor. And then if you can, I want you to lift your hips off the floor. Your other hand can just be on your hip. Now try not to collapse and try to keep the hips forward. 1, you're here and we're going to hold. 2, you're going to raise your top leg off and press your bottom leg down. Yeah. Isn't this a good one? I like this a lot. I am sick in the head. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower the leg, lower the hips, and then lift up and switch sides. I'm being nice on you today. We're only going to do one on both sides so that you can see it and practice it at home. And then next time I want to do hips and abductors, we'll do more. All right, remember, same thing, right? Forearm. Try not to take all that weight in your elbow. Make sure your elbow to shoulder is nice and stable. First, move the ribs away, then lift the hips. Some of you are just going to stay here. This is awesome. We're building strength here. Now press your bottom leg into the floor See if you can lift your top leg. Squeeze your belly. Don't let your butt poke way back, right? You're not, shouldn't be bent at the hips. Woo. Yeah, breathe. One side easier than the other. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower the leg, lower the hips, and release. Right? So, really good one to practice. And then come on down to your backs. I'm just moving stuff out of the way here. And have your knees bent. Woo, and just pause for a moment. I know we did a lot. Like it was like chop, chop, chop. So just pause for a second. Feel your body, feel your lower back, your chest, right? Your shoulders. Where are you in space again? And where is your body on your mat? Find your breath. And we played with this last week, and I want to play with it some more. So you're here, there's a teeny space behind your lower back. I want you to just tuck your tailbone, just your tailbone. And as you do, you'll feel your sacrum press down more on the floor. Good. From here, I want you to just tuck your sacrum so that it starts to lift a little away from the floor. So as you lift the tailbone and the sacrum, the lower parts of your spine, you're going to press into your lower back. Your hands can be anywhere you want. Maybe you just gently hold the sides of your mat and press the shoulders back. Good. So from here, slowly peel just your lower back off the floor. So from my ribs up, I'm still on the floor. I'm pressing up with the lower half. I'm pressing down with the upper half, if that makes sense to you. And then from here, I'm going to take my mid back and upper back off the floor and press into my shoulders. So bridge pose. Your head neck should be comfortable. You should not be over gripping. You shouldn't be pulling down on the shoulders, nor should they be shrugged. I want you to feel your feet on the mat. Lengthen your tailbone and pretend that the front of your hips are actually drawing up toward your belly button. Good. Breathe, everybody. And then peel down the same way. I want you to go slow. Go slow, go slow. Feel your back ribs come to the floor. Then feel your lower back come to the floor. Then your sacrum. Then your tailbone. And your lower back just goes, ah, right? It just moves right back into its natural alignment. All right, we're going to add on to this. So shoulders down, hands are at your sides if that feels good. Some of you might like upper arms down and fingers pointing toward the ceiling. So you can try that with your arms if you'd like. All right, here we go. So tailbone. Just feel that, right? Already the lowest fibers of your low belly start to engage. And then start to peel the sacrum, right? The lower part below the hips. Press down into your lower back as you feel the sacrum and the tailbone both curling away from the floor. It's that tuck of the tailbone and the sacrum. Press into your feet. Just see if you can start to peel the lower back off the floor. This is the hardest part for me because I want to lift the rest of the ribs, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to see if I can keep those three parts of the spine, lumbar, sacral, and coccyx or tailbone, off the floor. All right, so here we go. Press the shoulders into the floor, peel the rest of your spine off the floor, all the way up to your shoulders. Hold on to the sides of your yoga mat and press the shoulders down. Now, 1, you're here. 2, I want you to lift onto the ball mounds of your feet. Woo! Bring in those calf muscles back in. Breathe, everybody. Hold. If you cramp up, don't hold. Breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower heels. Start to let go of the upper spine. Feel it all the way down. I used to always hear teachers say one vertebra at a time, and they never could. And now all of a sudden, it's starting to make sense. So there's my ribs, and then there's my low back. There's my sacrum. Tailbone goes, oh, and let's go. And feel your back. Find your breath. We got one more, just one more. All right, hands to your sides, shoulders pressed back. We'll go just slightly faster here. So there's your tailbone. There's your sacrum. There's your lower back. Everything's starting to lift. Press into your feet equally. Start to lift off your ribs. Come on up, lifting into your bridge pose. Press into your feet. Optionally, we're doing a march of 10, but it's slow. Maybe your hands rest on your front hip bones so that you can see if you're swaying too much side to side. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, 9, 10. Press those hips up, everybody. And then lower down one vertebra at a time. Upper back, whoo. Lower back, lumbar, sacrum, tailbone. Holy moly. And straighten legs. Take your arms over your head. Reach your heels one way and your fingertips the other way. Squeeze in through your belly. Find your breath. Let the arms come back down at your sides. Press the shoulders to the floor. Take your hands to your front hip bones. Try to keep your hip bones pretty much where they are, but bend your left knee toward your chest. So what I'm asking you to do is not round into your low back. Keep your hips level. Now you might be able to bring your knee in deep without curling your spine. I just want you to play there for a moment. And then release that leg. Feel those hip bones. Bend your right knee. Bring it toward your chest as you keep the hips level, as you keep the lower back neutral. Breathe and straighten. Bring both knees to chest, this time round. Bring your knees into your chest, stretch out your low back. Take a deep breath and exhale it out, everybody. And then straighten one leg to the corner of your mat and straighten the other leg to the corner of your mat. Let those legs go. Feel your hips nice and level. Hands come down to your sides, palms are face up. And come into Shavasana. And feel your amazing breath as it comes in through your nose and then out either through nose or from your mouth, just letting your whole body start to settle in to your yoga mat. If there's any reason your knees are achy, you can keep your knees bent. Just breathe. And maybe there is the slightest of smiles on your face. Maybe you send a thought of gratitude to your body for getting you through another yoga class. And you feel your jaw soften and your belly soften. Feel your body get even softer. Go softer still. And for those of you ready to come out of your Shavasana, start to wiggle the toes and the fingers just a little bit. And feel your breath deepen. Slowly draw your knees to your chest. Rocking side to side, maybe letting those knees roll to one side or the other. And then ever so slowly coming all the way back up. As you're ready, draw your hands to your heart. Bow to your own inner strength and wisdom and your willingness to explore. Namaste.
Namaste.